Okay, I'm gonna try to end this time. We know what to do. Have all the tools we need. Just going to get our shield on the way there, and that's pretty much it. Well, actually, no. Sort of is like that, but what happens afterwards? We throw our items away, we get the volcano to give some kind of like gigantic medical surge, and then what? Why did I come here? And then what? Is it game over or is it game continue? I mean, we might have to fight against the demon, but we can't kill the demon, so I'm not all that certain about that. No point worrying about it, I guess. We'll see when we get there. Right, we'll get the shield first. I need to create enough room for it, or rather carry weight for it. That we'll have to eat again. So if necessary I can just throw away all my food. Won't create a lot of free carry weight, but it'll create some. Serviceable dual shield. Which of a dual shield spare up? No. Anyway, I'm mostly thinking about the Ultima Underworld 2 already. I mean, are we gonna play as some kind of a mage? We could also make a druid, but instead of focusing heavily on combat, focus more heavily on mana and spellcasting, but it's not the same. The stats determine quite a lot of your character. So it just won't work the same. We're more or less gonna be a fire mage at that point anyway. It's just pretending that we're not. When our casting inevitably fails, we can start using a sword again, and that's just copping out at that point. Mr. Fist doesn't need to be. Okay, it's at the center of the 8th level, so we've been fairly close to it. We can easily reach it again. Where's the center? Right. I rest once before going down there. It's not that big of a deal because we don't rely on that to survive. And I do have some recovery potions anyway. So we can recover at least most of our capabilities. Right. Salmanda. No, 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 no. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. Yeah, this is bad. I need to kill one of them at least. Ooh, shit. Ah, right. Fire resistance would have been a good thing to have. With a greater heal. Vim. That's a good one. Can do it again. Excellent. Be eating fireballs. What kind of golems are you? We'll go down fairly quickly. Oh my god, it's been red for some time. I thought. Not a nice place to be. Still. statue on the road. I want to drop that. Slasher of Veils, well that's nice. I'd like to get all the items in the same bucket. We're sucked through the moon gate. Follow the green! What the fuck is happening? Okay. Not sure what's happening. We're gonna die soon. Yeah, we're pretty much dead. Not sure what I'm supposed to do here. Okay, how long is this gonna go on? I literally have no fucking life anymore. You have just won Ultima Underworld, the Stygian Abyss. Thank you for playing. Please call Origin. We would like to personally congratulate you. Yeah. Thanks a bunch. Didn't look at the stats. Don't really care. Weird ending. In a way, I guess you're in the void. The first thing pretty much we encountered, the odd thing, one of those clues, follow the green path back to Britannia. I didn't even really notice other paths, but didn't have all that much time either. But yeah, you and the demon gets pushed out of the world through the gate, and you're Basically, you're guaranteed you're dead if you don't escape there immediately. That's it. But it's a bit chaotic, and you don't really have the luxury of taking a good look around. Anyway, there's nothing particularly bad about it. It's as satisfying of an end as you can get, and I certainly didn't miss any kind of end battle against the demon. I mean, I would have understood it, but at the same time, I don't feel like the game let me down in any way by not having that, because that's not what the game is about, and it's a real fuck you for other play styles if you have to have some kind of very demanding boss fight. So in a way, I'm fine with that, no problem. It's somewhat generic, I suppose. I mean, there's nothing really special about it, but it's an okay climax. Other than that, this is not a good combat game. It's a good adventure, and the puzzles are certainly, they feel like proper puzzles in that you can't just get all the answers given to you no matter how much you do. At least a little bit of you have to engage your brain a little bit. I guess the biggest problem I have with that is you don't always know that you have all the pieces you are ever gonna need to have, and you can't really go back to some discussions. I have the luxury of just look what I previously recorded. It wasn't a huge benefit, but it still was a benefit. But if you just play this, if the conversation goes past you a little bit, it's never coming back. For the most part, you can repeat the really important ones that you are going to have to rely on to get forward, but it's you really want to make notes. You really want to make notes. Probably should have written more things in the map. My only complaint about the map is, which is wonderful, much better than I've seen in like 99% of other games. Actually, it's hard pressed to think of a equally good one. Is that I would like some of the nodes to be just map markers, like you press a pin there, and if you move the mouse cursor there, it then opens up an explanation of what it is. Sometimes you just want to write on the map, but sometimes you don't, because it would basically become too cluttered. I suppose the map doesn't take the whole screen, so I could have just put some kind of numbers or things like that and written at the sidelines what they represent. So it's not something you can work around. Just could have been done better, but other than that, it's a wonderful map system. I don't know about this game. This is in some ways I like this better than Arx Fatalis, even though it's a more modern version of this. The puzzles are better in this. It feels more like you need to figure things out on your own. In an Arx Fatalis, a puzzle, I think the one that got me the best was I needed to have the statues of Akba, and I didn't know where they were. Some of them you had to figure out a little bit, like some item gets highlighted that usually doesn't, so it's an important item. You should figure out that you need to do something, but the puzzle is you basically need to add an item to it, and that's pretty much it. There's no major hints or things like that where you need to just figure things out. It's still fairly straightforward, or alternatively nothing, absolutely nothing is said about or hinted at. So I think this is much more satisfying in a way, because while the puzzles you face and the things you need to figure out are much more demanding, there are hinted at. I don't recall a single one where nothing was said about it and I should have just figured it out all on my own. It was something that there's no direct hints at, that was also said. The bullfrog puzzle, I think, was one of them. Like, it's a simple puzzle, there's no one knows how it works anymore. Just that the wand resets the system, that's it. It's not that hard to figure out. Although I wasted a lot of time on it, but that was, I think, mostly because I thought that a clue to another one applied to it and it didn't. But yeah, I don't want to go through every aspect of this game. If there's one complaint is, I don't know how meaningful character creation is. Because it seems like you sort of need to do everything, and non-combat skills are basically worthless for the most part. Or if not worthless, vastly less valuable than just taking magic, for example, because just leveling up allows you access to new spells, so you don't have to sacrifice anything to get access to all those wonderful abilities. You'd be a fool to not have at least a little bit of magic. I think the maximum cost of a spell is like 24 points, 8th level spell. So if you have even the suckiest caster should pretty much have 24-25 points in mana. It's just the ability to cast something like a light or a telekinesis, a little bit of a levitation here and there. It's just immensely valuable. Actually, I don't think the combat application of magic is all that interesting, but all the utility that comes with it, ability to open doors, ability to identify items, it's just a replacement for so many skills, and getting those 24-25 mana points, I'm not sure if it's 24 or 25, because I'm not sure if mana can go to 0. Either way, it just direct physical combat and mana is just vastly more valuable than anything else, but it seems like it's you don't really, if you want to be very good at those, you don't have a lot of excess points to spend on anything else. What are they? Ranged, no, disarming traps. I don't even recall traps in the entire goddamn game, so why would you take that? Repair. The smith repairs like for a couple of coins everything you have. Acrobatics. Don't take so much damage from falling down, but you have slow fall, and in every other situation the damage taken is so small I didn't even notice it, so... Tracking? Are you fucking kidding me? Tracking? So what does it... Okay, let's say the tracking says there are monsters nearby, there's a fire elemental nearby. What the fuck does that do for me? It doesn't aid me in any way. If I move around a little, I can see it. I can escape easily without taking any damage from it. But I wasted points in basically pointing out the obvious. Stealth. I don't see how that would help, honestly, because a lot of the situations that I would consider even remotely hard, you don't have the luxury of not being noticed. You have to go through small passages that are filled with enemies, powerful enemies. I just don't see how stealth would really help. I suppose if the enemy sees you from far away, you can stay there and figure out your options. But I don't see that being all that valuable. I just don't. Not in this game. That's pretty much it. You have appraise and charm. Search, swimming. I mean, swimming I can understand, but I don't really. I mean, it delays drowning. I pretty much swam through everything and I still didn't drown. So what with that with zero swimming? So that's just weak. Search. Hard to say. Did I miss something with the lack of search? But I feel it's more of a. Again, it's another worthless skill because if we know that there's a, if you basically look at the map, there's quite often a way to spot that there's some kind of a secret passage there. Alternatively, the game directs you to those areas where you have to find the secret passages anyway. And if you click enough, look close enough, you can do it all with zero search. So I don't see the point. Appraise, charm, basically ability to get more money out of trades or easily valued trades better. Are you kidding me? What can you buy that would be worth it? All the food is a fishing pole away. You have massive amount of light sources, even an infinite candle for fuck's sake. You have light spells. Equipment is all over the place. Free armor, free weapons, free shields, rings, spell wands. I mean, well, why would you need money? I feel the game has a wasted potential, I guess. It's a much more simpler and straightforward game than looking at the skills and the spells and all that give sort of implies. You could basically remove a vast majority of all of that and the experience wouldn't change in any way. That's a genuine weakness of this game. And I wonder if the Ultima Underworld 2 will change that. I mean, are the skills going to be more useful? I don't want to test it out though, because I think it's equally worthless there, but I will, yeah, that's all I'm gonna say about this game. Still very enjoyable. I very much like playing this. Very hard to get used to the controls initially, but after a while, yeah, it becomes the new normal for you, no problem. The bigger problem I have is the character progression. For a new player, or who doesn't recall the mantras or hasn't looked them up, it's just bad. You're not gonna miss out or get a worse experience by just looking up the mantras so you can develop the skills you want. I hope that's what I'm going to do with Ultima Underworld 2. I'm gonna look the character development portion of some kind of a guide. I need to know basically, are the skills equally worthless as they are here? I don't need to know where they're used or anything, or how much they're gonna be used. I just need to know are they basically total piece of shit outside the typical combat skills, and maybe how the skill progression is handled. I think I mentioned it. I seem to recall it's trainer focused this time, so not a shrine and mantras, but that still means I want to know who trains and are there some major notable limitations. I mean, are there certain people who are going to not be available at certain times? Mainly thinking that is it again a situation where if you want to specifically develop your casting abilities, you're going to have to play through a large chunk of the game before you have a good chance to do that. I mean, do any focus training. I don't want to get into a situation like that, especially if I end up playing in a more magical focused character. But we'll see.